Us K-pop fans have been on edge lately. Seems like our favorite idols keep getting caught up in serious scandals, totally wrecking their squeaky clean image. So, Lisa and G-Dragon are the two idols who have been in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons lately, snagging the biggest scandals of this year's latter half. Netizens are claiming that these two top idols are getting too comfy, chasing cash, fame, and all those flashy things, thereby losing sight of who they really are. Number 1. Lisa, ruining her own reputation with her performance at Crazy Horse. Performing at the Crazy Horse strip club is probably one of Lisa's most regrettable decisions. Ever since she confirmed her performance here, Lisa has been fiercely criticized. Up to now, in addition to bringing an interesting experience to herself as she shared, it doesn't seem to help anything. Many netizens even believe that this is a step backward, that a K-pop superstar at the peak of her career like Lisa should have been consciously ignored. After a month since the performance, Lisa is continuing to suffer the consequences as she was cancelled on all fronts in China, with all of her fan sites in the country were locked down. The Chinese entertainment industry is coming down hard on Lisa, since they believe that her performance at Crazy Horse negatively affects the thoughts and perspective on issues of young girls, since they will probably think that it is an honor to take off clothes to entertain others. Considering the current situation, it is difficult for Lisa to continue her activities in China and will most likely be turned away by international fashion brands in the near future, since China is a lucrative market for most famous brands. Basically, a lot of people think Lisa's gone and wrecked her image. They're saying she's not the sweet, innocent girl she used to be, and that she's tossed her dignity out the window. So what really drove Lisa to come to such a reckless decision, regardless of the consequences? Let me break it down for you today. Like it or not, let's face the fact that no matter how successful Blackpink and Lisa herself is, her status is still that of just an idol. And let's be real, idols don't stick around for long. They're in and out and replaced by new, younger generations of idols. Lisa's hitting 26 this year and is no longer preferred by entertainment companies like before. Plus, her deal with YG is still up in the air, and chances are she won't be renewing that anytime soon. That leads to another problem. When idols split from their management and switch up their job, it becomes difficult for them because the idol's success often depends on the company. Take Yoona and Taeyoon from Girls' Generation, for example. They were the two most famous girls in the group, yet after switching activities as actresses and solo singers, their influence took a nosedive, mostly staying within the Korean entertainment scene. Learning from her seniors, Lisa's gotta look for other ways to escape the idol tag. If you notice, Jennie also had the same idea, so she recently expanded her activities in the US market as an actress, despite causing quite a bit of controversy with her debut role in The Idol. So, I'm quite sure that performing at Crazy Horse was already in Lisa's plans, and she considered this very carefully. FYI, Andre Deisenberg, creative and brand director of Crazy Horse, also revealed that Lisa had visited this club many times before. She said Lisa even often hung out backstage to meet strippers to ask for tips and tricks, and then practiced hard to nail those excellent performances like a total professional stripper. From her hustle and guts, it can be clearly seen that Lisa is eyeing the American entertainment scene and aiming for worldwide stardom. Just to remind you, Beyoncé's 2014 performance at Crazy Horse was a super famous stage that many people looked up to. Lisa, of course, also gambled when she decided to appear at the club, despite being turned away by her fandom and receiving a lot of criticism from netizens, as well as being severely banned in China. That's a hard pill to swallow, but she went for it anyway. Number 2. G-Dragon, reputation taking a hit over the banned substances mess. Surely all of us were startled and shocked to the core when the news that G-Dragon was prosecuted for allegedly using banned substances broke out in recent days. Although the latest tests showed that he was negative for drugs, most netizens still doubted this result and continued to criticize him harshly, saying that he was no longer the king of K-pop, but instead a wild, self-indulgent mess. It sounds rather confusing, and people are fuming because even with the negative test result, some just won't cut him any slack. But hold up, because those who criticize G-Dragon also have their reasons, and perhaps we should also see things from all perspectives. Here are the two big reasons why netizens lost their faith in G-Dragon, according to the critics. First, G-Dragon was involved in banned substances controversy 12 years ago. In fact, if you remember, the male idol was caught up in a scandal about using drugs 12 years ago, specifically back in late 2011. The police arrested him because he tested positive for marijuana. He then played it off, saying someone tricked him to smoke marijuana without him knowing it was marijuana. Lucky for him, he dodged prosecution and only got a warning from the authorities. So, with this info, many people think there might be some truth to the rumors about G-Dragon using banned stuff lately. Even though the latest test says he's clean, some still ain't buying it. They're saying just because he got a negative test result now doesn't mean he's innocent, and pointing to Park Yoo-chun, who once held a whole press conference swearing he didn't use drugs, but later got busted for banned substances anyway. Second, video showing G-Dragon's unusual symptoms, similar to those with banned substances. On the evening of October 25th, after G-Dragon was prosecuted, netizens dug up a series of clips showing him what symptoms you'd see in someone using banned stuff. In this quick vid, the male idol spotted doing some weird stuff, like constantly shaking his head, stumbling around like he can't keep it together, and seems like he's struggling to stay awake or aware. During his best friend's wedding a few days ago, G-Dragon was also seen acting up again in front of the camera, doing some weird moves and looking like he couldn't control his hands properly. Plus, in an interview with Elle Korea magazine last October, G-Dragon kept rolling his eyes, leaving netizens seriously weirded out. Besides, they also noticed his unclear pronunciation and figured that might be one of the side effects of drug use. What is worth mentioning here is that an expert from the Korean Criminal Justice Policy Institute once shared with the media that the above symptoms are one of the manifestations of drug addiction. However, it must be emphasized that G-Dragon's always had this quirky and offbeat vibe in his everyday style. He's been strutting and pulling those expressions for ages, you know. It's easy to realize this when watching old videos of him walking. And surely you all agree with me that netizens are absolutely not the ones to play judge and jury on G-Dragon. Whether he's innocent or not, that's on the police to figure out and give the final conclusion. So, do you think Lisa should seriously reflect on herself? Or what she did was totally fine and didn't affect anyone? And is G-Dragon really as guilty as people make him out to be? Or is it just a big misunderstanding, blown out of proportion by those netizens scrutinizing everything too much? And if you're up for more captivating videos like this, hit that thumbs up and smash that subscribe button on K-Pop Cake. I've got a ton more exciting stuff lined up just for you.